Hello, you're listening to the fourth episode of the Russian Context podcast, in which we want to put Russia in context again. This podcast is brought to you by the Novaya Gazeta, one of the few independent newspapers left in Russia. Here, we speak about the most significant texts on everything important happening in Russia today. Please support independent Russian media and follow us on whatever platform you hear this. Your likes, as usual, are very welcome. My name is Denis Nikulin, and I'm the anchor of this podcast. Today, we present you our Christmas episode, taking stock of 2021 in Russia. So, here are the most important events of 2021. New conflicts on Russia-Ukrainian borders, tightening of Lukashenko's regime, migration crisis on Belarus borders, publication of videos with tortures in Russian juvies and detention centers, Navalny's imprisonment because of fake accusation, plus liquidation of all of his structures, plus mass meetings all over the country, plus Navalny's allies were forced to leave Russia, arrest for speaking out of the internet, and a declaration of 103 mass media and human rights fighters as foreign agents. All these events struck activists and journalists very hard. General number of Russians who want to live outside the country reached 22%. That's the highest result since 2013. More than a half of citizens from 18 to 24 years old want to leave Russia forever. Again, the highest result for the past 10 years. In this episode, we spoke to different Russian immigrants so that in 3 chapters you could get a better understanding why our people leave the country. Chapter 1, in which you work as a photographer at a mass meeting, and then the police comes for you. The guys moved to Vilnius. We contacted them via Zoom. A bright room, a small microphone, and 2 young, smiling journalists. Alina and Yura are married. He worked in MBH Media before its closing. It was an independent media founded by Mikhail Khodorkovsky, based on relationships between society and power. And she works as a podcaster in Russian podcast studio Liba. My colleague and my producer Nadezhda Yurova talked to them about their moving.
Hi, my name is Alina Bilat. I'm a journalist, I'm a podcaster, and I'm working in Liba studio.
Hi, I'm Yura, I'm a photojournalist, and now I'm working in EU, just creating media outlet. So I worked in MBH Media, Russian media outlet, but when it was closed by Russian government, we moved to Vilnius, to Lithuania.
When did you immigrate and why? What was wrong in Russia? What was dangerous maybe for you?
We immigrated in September of this year, and before that, I was working in the independent media called Dozhd, and Yura was working also there. And then Yura went to MBH Media, and I started to work at Liba Studio doing podcasts. And we're journalists, and we were always in this melting spot of awful news, and that is why I really didn't have any hope to feel better. I felt really bad about everything that's going on, about political prisoners, about some social problems. And later, it began a little bit even dangerous for Yura, for my husband.
Yeah, I realized in one moment, I just realized that I don't have possibilities to work as journalist in Russia, just because every media that I wish to collaborate with, like Dozhd Project, Media Zona, everything else, is foreign agent now, or is closed, or is in danger to be closed, or to be named the foreign agent, or even the unwanted organization. And so when I realized that I don't have possibilities and I don't have options to work as journalist in Russia, I decided that I will work as a journalist from the other country because I don't want to change my profession, and I want to be a journalist no matter what. So
Can we tell that after you left, you keep on doing anything for Russia?
so Alina is working now for Russia company.
Yeah.
For Russian company, and I right now I'm not doing anything for Russia, for Russian companies or for Russian media. But as we starting a new media here, so it will be in Russian, and it will be for Russians, for Russian speakers in Europe, from Russian speakers from Russia, of course, and then we will focus on Russian problems and Russian issues.
Why exactly Vilnius? How are you treated there? How do you feel yourself there? How Lithuanians react on you?
It's a very comfortable city with a very comfortable location. It's like the part of the European Union, yeah, the Lithuania. So we have like the free access to all the European countries, and it may help us with our work if we had some assignments or some news or something in Europe. We can move there and cover this problem, for example, and. Like strategically very good because it's European Union, but it's very close to Russia. So we're keeping in touch with Russia, but we are by protection and in jurisdiction of European Union, and it's like a very big advantage.
And the country is really great. People are great. I never met I don't know, people who hate me because I'm Russian, for example, or something. And the town is really great. It is funny because we lived in Moscow, but we lived, in the suburbs of Moscow, and we needed to go to work, I don't know, for 2 hours, for example. And now we just keep walking every day because we can just walk to the city center in 20 minutes, and I'm so happy about it. And that is why, this part is quite nice. And now, for example, is Christmas here, so a bit of miracles, and town is really great with all those Christmas trees and lights. So kind of really nice here.
Do you feel yourselves like experts? How do you feel about this new status for you?
I cannot name myself like an expert or political activist. Yeah, I'm feeling like I am immigrant, but I'm not the immigrant because of the joy. It's a matter of safety. Yeah, safety, and the matter of keeping your job. Yeah.
For me, I even don't know who I am anymore, but. I was really worried that Lithuanians don't like Russians, because of the history. And I feel really good about it. And it turns out that nothing at all. People are really kind, and that is why I'm really happy. But I still want to be something more than just a person who moved here because of some problems in his country. And I want to learn the language. I'm learning it. I want to be more local.
More integrated.
More integrated, right.
Do you think about going back in Russia? And if so, when can it happen?
So someday, of course, many years from now, when
Russia will be free.
Yeah, when Russia will be free, when the political system will change, and when we will feel safe to come back. But right now, I understand that 5 or even 10 years from now, I will not seeing Russia, just in photos, on images, and on the internet, but not in person, just because of the political situation and the risks that I cannot put on myself on going to Russia. It's too dangerous now for everybody who left in same situations as us, I think.
For me, when I think about going back, I actually think about our future children, for example, because I really don't want them to grow up in a country when there is no tolerance at all, where people hate each other, hates LGBT people, for example. And if we don't talk about politics, I don't talk about it because it's obviously, and there are a lot of problems about politics, but also there are so many problems with social things, with attitude of people to others and to problems, and that is why I really want my children to grow up in some free and tolerant country. I don't know where, but I hope not in Russia.
And I hope that Russia will became this type of country someday.
Yeah. I really hope Russia will become this type of country, but I don't believe it will be in 10 years, for example. If it is, I will just go there definitely because I love Moscow, I love Russia. I've been traveled a lot in Russia. This country is so beautiful, but sometimes it's just you just can't do anything about the situation.
The last question, I think, is about maybe new wave of immigration. I'm regarding airplane of journalists, which Dmitry Muratov mentioned in his Nobel speech. Do you think it is indeed a new philosophers' ships like 100 years ago?
Yes, so we can see that many of my friends, my colleagues, my co-workers, people I know, journalists, leave Russia now. But this is not the only immigration wave in Russia right now. Yeah, it's like 2 or 3 of them just happened from last 10 years. Like the first wave of Bolotnaya immigrants. Yeah, like the people who realized what happens in Russia after Bolotnaya Square and Bolotnaya Dela. So yeah, like the
Case.
Yeah, the
Bolotnaya case.
Yeah, Bolotnaya case. Yes. So and therefore, like the next wave after the Crimea annexion and this stuff, and this is the new one, and I think they will go like in the ocean. Waves will go one behind another. So
One by one.
One by one. Yeah.
Yeah, for me, it's not a question about the journalists. It's a question. It's a general question about the immigrants because there are a lot of waves of scientists, for example, of really bright minds. So I think it will grow. For me, it's really sad because so many great minds just don't work in Russia just because of the situation or the possibilities or money or anything. Yeah, so here I'm not positive.
Chapter 2, in which Russian immigrant community in Tbilisi gathers in a bar with a very on-the-nose name, Plokho Bar. Daria Khan works in Media Zona Central Asia. This media appeared right after the end of imprisonment of its co-founders, members of a punk band Pussy Riot, Nadezhda Tolokonnikova and Maria Alyokhina. Mediazona started successfully talking about problems in judicial, law enforcement and penitentiary systems in Russia, hoping to improve the state of human rights in the country. Not very long ago, a branch of Mediazona appeared in Central Asia. Khan moved from Kazakhstan to Tbilisi. She keeps on working in Mediazona, but she also founded an immigrant bar, a very small room in a basement with lots of writings on the wall saying, "Freedom to political prisoners," "We are eyes under major's feet," "Immigration is fancy," and etc. Nadezhda Yurova went there and spoke to Daria about the bar and its residents.
Hello, my name is Daria Khan. I work as a journalist in Media Zona Central Asia, and I'm a co-owner of Plokho Bar in Tbilisi. It's a bar for expats, the people who run away from their motherlands because of repressions, because of the government, and we wanted to like build a home for them to have some fun and drink some beer.
Tell us, when did you immigrate and why? And why exactly Tbilisi?
Okay. We opened on October 10th. It was like super quick because I flew to Tbilisi in August. And the main idea was to make a place for expats. Not for local people. We wanted to make a community that we will try to make them feel safe here, and that was the main idea. Like, do whatever you want, get drunk, tell us whatever you want. We'll keep it a secret. It's okay. We always check our tables for spy things, so it's okay. And we exist for 3 months. We already have a community. We already have some people that come here like every day or almost every day, and it feels nice. It feels like you have friends, and it's like a family business. I don't know. We opened it with my friend. It was his idea, and the audience was like my responsibility. So it happened to be political, of course.
How do you feel the mood of these people, of these expats from Russia, Belarus, etc.?
I understand them very well because I spent 4 years in Minsk, and I work for Media Zona in Central Asia, of course. But I'm reading news from Russia like every day. I know what's going on. I know what's going on in Belarus. My friends told me a lot of things that never got public, and I know what's going on, and I know that these people want to feel safe. And why Tbilisi? Back to your questions. Places like this year is the year where these bars or these communities like tattoo studios or just coffee shops or something, exactly for people who had to run away, they appear everywhere, like Poland, Ukraine, everywhere, because there's a need for for places like this. And we chose Tbilisi because it's really easy to get here. It's not expensive to open a bar here, and it's really like easy to live here. Like, you don't have to learn language. I want to learn language, but it's kind of tough for right now. But like, this place is not for local people. Like, not because we don't want them here, but because we want our friends to be here. Like, we want to make friends here. And I always feel responsible for people who come here. Like, if someone of my friends get really drunk, of course, I'll make sure that they get home safe. And it's family business, it's family bar. I know them. I want them to be okay.
Tell me a few words about your work and your further plans, and how do you think about maybe going back? And if so, when do you think it may happen?
I will be here, and this bar will exist with me working here as long as I feel like people need it here. Because I love them. I really respect what they're doing. They're great journalists, they're great activists. They never feel safe. And it's kind of hard to have 2 jobs. Like, I work for Media Zona, I write for them, and I do a lot of stuff. And then I came here, and it's not really hard to work at this bar, actually, because it's more like having fun. Like, you have fun, but you have to clean. That's it. Small talk, deep talks, new friends, new people, new opinions. Everyone is welcomed here. It's just, I guess, a place where everyone is welcome. We have just one rule: no swastika on the on the walls. That's all.
Tell us a few words about your work in Media Zona for our listeners who can maybe not understand what exactly do you do.
We work for 7 regions. It's Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan. It's Xinjiang, of course, and it's Afghanistan. Because it's important. Like, Afghanistan is not Central Asia, but what is going on in Afghanistan right now is going to affect the whole region, like the whole Central Asia. It's all about drugs. It's all about safety, and it's all about how government is gonna make this thing work. And of course, we doesn't trust our government with this thing because we don't know what they're gonna do, and it feels like they don't know what they're gonna do. Right now, I know that a lot of people in Kazakhstan doesn't feel safe. They also want to fly away. They also want to come to Tbilisi because it's like a popular place, and it's already have a community. Like if you decide to, I don't know, move to Germany or something, you're gonna be like alone. Like it's totally different, and Tbilisi makes you feel like home. I don't know, places like this, because there's a lot of places that were opened by Russians. It's mostly coffee shops, but some bars too. And my work in Media Zona and my movement to Tbilisi, my movement to Tbilisi didn't really affect my work in Media Zona because I still understand what's going on and I still understand what is important. And I work on news. I work every day on this. I read news, and it feels like nothing is changing. But when nothing is changing, it's got to get worse one day. Because if it doesn't get better, it will get worse. That's how it works. And I guess I'm just waiting. And if I will feel like like Kazakhstan needs me, like I got to go to some, write about a protest or something, I'll just buy a ticket and go to Kazakhstan, like straight away. But for right now, I'm more helpful here. Like Kazakh people came here, they can talk to me and we can make things work. We can make projects together, and it's better for Kazakhstan actually. Sometimes it's better not to be in a country because you get lost, because you like lose a perspective. Sometimes it's really cool just move away and look at what's going on in the country from other side. And right now, I feel like I understand what's going on in Kazakhstan more than I did when I lived here for 2 years. So, and this bar is really helpful because I see a lot of opinion. I heard a lot of opinions. We have discussions, and it feels like I need more information, more opinions, and I did get them in Almaty because a lot of people were afraid to tell me this. But right now, they feel safe and they can tell me more. And right now, I understand Kazakhstan more than I did when I lived in Kazakhstan. But someday, maybe I will go back. I don't know. I am 24. I don't know what's going on.
Chapter 3, in which you have a gap day between arrests without clear reason, so you had an opportunity to depart from the country. Nika Nikulshina joins Pussy Riot in their performances since 2018. She was one of those who ran out at a football field during the finale of FIFA World Cup. On Vladimir Putin's birthday, Pussy Riot decorated 5 departments in Moscow with rainbow flags. The police started arresting the activists again, charging them in disobedience. Right after they left a special detention center on 17th of July, Nika went to an airport with her boyfriend, an artist, Roman Durov. And now they've been living in Tbilisi for almost 6 months. Nadezhda Yurova came to their place and talked to Nika.
Hi, my name is Nika, and I'm an artist, a director, and member of Pussy Riot art group. And currently I'm in Georgia. Right now we are in Tbilisi, and I left Russia in July this summer. So I'm here for 5 months already.
So, what was the main reason for you to immigrate, and what was wrong in Russia? And explain for our English-speaking listeners if they don't know what Pussy Riot just exactly doing in Russia.
Well, first of all, I think there is nothing wrong with Russia, but there's like everything wrong with Russian authorities. That's why I'm here. Well, this summer, actually, it starts with me in, in spring. So it was the line of absolutely useless detentions of me and other members of Pussy Riot. I don't know why, but the people from government and police officers was like super angry to us. And firstly, I started to film in my documentary movie, and they, for no reason, put me in detention center for 5 days because they were like afraid that I want to broke the holiday of the Victory Day, 9th of May. And then on 16th of June, they suddenly decided that I gonna do some like performance for no reason. I was just planning to film a movie again. So they put me in detention center in 15 more days, and then they put me in detention center with Roma for 15 more days. And then we realized that we have to go because it was like super clear that they want us to leave the country. So that's why I'm here.
Do you feel yourselves like expats, maybe immigrants? How do you feel about this status?
I think I cannot describe myself as an immigrant because for me, the word immigrant is something about, the Soviet Union, about Eduard Limonov or stuff. But maybe it's just hard to think about yourself in that categories. I feel myself like kind of shitty because I love Russia very much. It's my cultural code. And now I know that I cannot come back. We can see it like clearly because we can see everything that happens with Masha Alyokin and Lucy Stein. Right now, there are other members of Pussy Riot. So I know for 100% if I go back, they're gonna put me in, I don't know, prison, detention center, whatever. This summer, was all highlighted by the detentions of Pussy Riot members. So Masha and Lucia was imprisoned with me 2 times, as I was, and now they are still there. And these days, just before the New Year, the police officers again put them to the detention center for 15 and 14 days. So the wave of detentions is not stopped yet, and I think it will never be stopped while Putin is our president. Yes, so talking about me, I'm here, I cannot go back, and it's super hard. First of all, it hurts for me as an artist because all my context, all that I do is connected to Russia somehow, to Russian nature, to Russian social life, to Russian politics and stuff. So I have to rebuild myself here some way. And also it's hard for me as just a human being, because again, not everything, but a lot of that I loved, that I felt deeply inside is connected to Russia somehow. And now I'm here. So I'm just trying to figure out how to deal with that.
Do you think about going back, and if so, when it can happen? What needs to change in Russia?
Well, when I was living in Russia this summer after the last arrest, I was kind of silly person, and all the journalists asked me when are you planning to go back, and I was like, okay, after the elections. But I don't know what the hell I was thinking, what should be different after the elections, because Putin is still there. So it doesn't matter what's going on, elections, whatever, he is still there. All the government guys are still there. So now I really don't know. And this makes me super crazy and sad about, because I really don't believe that he gonna die soon, or I don't know, get the unicorn and fly somewhere to heaven. I hope so, but I think no. But I think I can make a Christmas wish about this, and all Russians can also. So yeah, I don't know. I think the government somehow have to change, and it will be only possibility for us, for all the political artists, political activists, to go back.
How can you explain the 2021 is a year of a new wave of immigration? Why exactly now?
For my opinion, it's like super hardly connected with also with the Alexei Navalny's imprisoning, because he was like, he was a marker that everything is not good, not okay, but we have something to believe in. And when the leader of the opposition, I mean, you can like him, you cannot like him, but you have appreciated what he's doing for Russia. Anyway, I think so. I appreciate what he's doing. He has been doing for Russia for a lot of years. And I think it was kind of a marker when they had the power, they had the right, they are right in their heads to put him in prison. Everything suddenly starts to go went darker and darker and darker and darker. And look what we have now. People go for prison just for photos when there is some churches behind. People go to prison for just working to the Alexei Navalny's organization, FBK. So all Russia is going to prison now, and half of Russia is in immigration right now. So I think that, I don't know, that Putin's head go totally crazy, and he's an authoritarian, started to feel like he's super powerful. He puts Navalny into prison, and now he can do whatever he wants. So he does whatever he wants. That's why we are where we are at.
After you left, do you keep on doing anything for Russia?
I think that whatever I am doing, whatever I will be doing, it is for Russia and about Russia, because I'm Russian, and because all my cultural and all my experience is connected to Russia somehow. So now I'm planning to film a movie, and it will be some in a fairy tale way, but it will be about Russia anyway. So yes, I cannot do performance art as long as I'm here, and all my performance art was about Russia. It was in Russia. But I still can speak for Russia through other forms of art. So yes, I'm planning to continue, I don't know, my fight, or I'm planning to continue speaking about what's concerned me, and I'm concerned about my country as fuck.
Conclusion. Today's conclusion is unusual. We asked our speakers for 3 things that they wish for themselves, for you, our listeners, and for Russia the coming year.
The first wish for me is to be more relaxed. The wish to listeners to be happier, I think, and also more relaxed, more calm and more confident, yeah. And the wish to Russia is to be free, of course. It's obvious one.
He stole one of mine. So yeah, I wish to be calm and to be more relaxed for myself and for people, I guess. Yeah, it's difficult, but I don't know, try. Yeah, I wish for Russia to be free and to love and to be loved.
It's, again, mental health, it's safety, and friendship. Because getting social is really important, even if you're not a journalist. People come for people. You can't just lock yourself up in a room, even if you want to. Sometimes it's okay, but you got to get out and talk to people, even if you don't feel like this. Because people is everything. People make things. People make things worse. Sometimes make them better. I don't know. But without people, we are just nothing, I guess. So yes, it's safety, mental health, and friendship.
I wish myself try not to go like completely crazy about people who somehow looks like, Russian police officers, because I had a big wave of detentions, and now still I'm wherever I am in Georgia, in Turkey, wherever, I'm like feel super afraid when I see a man in, who is dressed like police officer or who is dressed like a person who works for the like Russian government. So it's like super PTSD still. And I really wish myself to handle it somehow. Well, talking about Russian people, I really, really wish them try to keep calm, quiet, and to be very concerned about their mental health as well. Either they are in Russia, either they are like in immigration. I think one day Russia will be like needed in like super powerful and cool people. So now it's the period when all of us have to like handle ourselves somehow, not to go crazy. So yeah, and what's my wish for Russia? I want Russia to become a big mouth and eat all bad people somehow, all people who works for government and Putin as well. And in that case, only us, only people who understand what's going on will be, I don't know, dancing and singing in free and shiny Russia. I hope it will be like that one day.
So, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, everyone. This was the Russian Context Podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we would also appreciate your feedback on our email, what'snew@novayagazeta.ru. My name is Denis Nikulin, and I thank my producer Nadezhda Yurova and the editor Kirill Martynov. Thank you for your listening. Until next time, next year.